Hello everyone, this is Bro S of the Halodak Bros here, signing in, doing another figure unboxing. As you can see, I have Figma 352 Tracer from Overwatch. There's the Overwatch symbol right there. Now I don't play Tracer that often, I tend to play D.Va a lot, but I wanted to start getting the Overwatch figures in case they start putting out a whole lot more. I know Genji's on the horizon, coming out, I don't know quite when, I believe in the next 6 months or so. And there's quite a few Nendoroids out already. I believe there's 3 or 4 planned. I know Mercy and D.Va just got announced recently for the Nendoroids. But I'm going to start with Tracer here, and hopefully, like I said, they keep releasing a bunch past Genji. Let's go over some of the stuff on the box. So the top and the bottom has been really common, the same. The left side of the box here is just one of her poses. The right side of the box here is another pose, and a lot of them are reflected in the back as well. So some of these poses, I actually really like this pose right here. I'm probably going to leave her as that. We've got her throwing the pulse bomb here. Actually, let me zoom in a bit more. We've got a couple faces, and we've just got general her running. Now, I know they don't have any, like, of her, I guess I'll call them time shifting effects. But I'll take what I can get. This is a really, I'm really liking this figure already before I've even opened it. So just really quickly as well, there's 2 guns, there's the pulse bomb, there's 2 extra faces in addition to the one that's on there, and that's pretty much, alright. So let's get this open. So part of the reason I do this, and like I say in the majority of my videos, is in case I move or I'm missing a piece or something, I know where it was, or I know what originally came in the box. So let's get this out. Let's take a quick look here. So I'm going to put this up in the background really quickly. And let's see here. Let's get this open. Hopefully it's not too loud. No, it's not crazy taped or anything. Alright, popped right out. So first thing, this pops already out the standard bag. Let's take a look at what we have here. Alright, so there's the instructions. I'll go over those in a minute. Alright, we have the arm, the stand. Oh, they put a Blizzard symbol on it. It's backwards. That's really weird how they printed that. It doesn't seem normal, but oh well. And then, okay, good. We actually have a holder for the hands, which I did an unboxing of Tokitsukaze from Kankole, and she did not come with a hand holder, which was really frustrating. So I'm glad they added it on this one. And then we have the additional piece that goes onto the arm, and another joint for the hands. Let's get that out of the way, and let's take a look at the figure itself. So let's see here. So already the plastic stuff, there's no, okay, there is some on the arms right here. Oh, there's some on the arms and the feet. So that's probably just to keep the paint from rubbing off, because she's got this orange color, and the white would probably rub off pretty easily, or vice versa. And she's got the, oh cool, so I'm just doing a quick movement here. Let's see what else is going on. Does she have a waist? I want to get these arms up. Okay. So she has kind of restricted movement, especially right here. I can't bend the arms back anymore. I don't really want to, but I thought those, I don't know, these are really bulky, but they look really cool regardless. And let's see. Is there rotating joints on the, like on the Metroid Figma, there's, the feet will rotate back and forth, but these don't. But they have nice ball joints on the feet themselves. Let's take a look at anything on the back. Alright, get the arms up. Let's take it, and that's pretty much it for the movement. Alright, let's put her down, and let's see what else is in the box. I may have a little bit of trouble getting the faces out. So we have just another, focus on it, another face just looking off to the side there. Eyes are shifty. Let's take a look at what else. The other face. This is happy, yay face, I'll call it. She has her 2 pistols. Trying to flip that around. If the camera would focus. There we go. And lastly, it already popped out. She has her ultimate, the pulse bomb. So that's kind of cool. Alright, let me get all this cleaned up, and I'll start getting her in poses. So for this first pose, I'm glad I did kind of a simple pose, because I learned a lot about the figure that I didn't go over a few minutes ago. Partially, like I know I went over the ankles, which they do rotate side to side, but it's not the same concept as the Metroid Prime one. But she does have a foot joint as well. I wish my camera would focus. So both feet go up like that. So it gives her a bit more posability. One thing I also had to do is, so the part on the back is exactly where the arm goes. I'm going to go over here the instructions really quickly. As explains, that's the Japanese side. As explains, right there, the arm goes right into the middle of her back. But the problem was I did absolutely need this. I tried to do it without the little armbar piece, and she just wouldn't stand up properly. So unless I'm going to have her like hunched down, there's no way I'm going to get her properly into it without the armbar. So the armbar is absolutely required for this. So I'm glad they included it. I mean, they generally do, but it seems like if they didn't, it would be a big oversight. Let's see what else really quick. Oh, and I went with the kind of like looking out at the side face. I wanted to avoid, I'm just not a big fan of this pose right here, at least with this face where she's looking out at the side. So I just decided to throw it on this one, and it turned out really well. I actually really like her faces are really thick. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. Like, a lot of the faces are really thin, and I should have pulled out another face to compare it to. But these faces are really big and bulky. That's probably because of the goggles and whatnot. But I generally like this pose, so I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to swap out another one of the faces, and we'll go from there. So I really like this pose as well. It gave me an opportunity to play around with posing her legs, and it actually turned out quite well instead of just having her stand straight up. I do really like the way the guns turned out. It was a bit of a pain to get the guns into the hands, but once they were in there, they just snapped right in, or they snapped right back into the arms, and they turned out really well. And once again, there's quite a lot of, there's not a huge amount of detail, but there is a fair amount. I do really like the guns and how they turned out, and makes it easy to even give them to other characters. I like doing that, is swapping weapons and giving them to other Figmas. I have a lot of the little armory stuff that I give to some of the characters, some of the Figmas. But that is that one. I'm just gonna, I'll zoom in and just do another spin with how, so the hands, after a little bit of finagling, they got in. And this face, I forgot to cover the face. This happy smiling face works out really well as well. So far I'm really satisfied with the stuff they threw in here outside of this really restricting movement. The arm just either needs to be in 3 parts, or needs to be taller, or just have like even just another couple centimeters, not centimeters, but another couple millimeters on each end here. But they make them very standard across all Figmas. And then also I forgot to point this out earlier. It does say Blizzard, and I was just looking at it in the package and just being dumb, if it focuses really well. And I don't know why I couldn't see it earlier, or why I misinterpreted it. But there's that. I'm going to move on. I'm going to try and do this with the pulse bomb, throwing that out because I really wanted to go over that. It doesn't really stick to anything. And then I wanted to do a comparison to another couple video game characters. Let me move on to that. I want to check out how this pulse bomb looks. So I didn't attach the pulse bomb to anything, but there is a hand. So here's some of the hands that came with it. There's only one hand though for her, and that's the right hand here that will hold the pulse bomb. I really kind of wish they gave us another one, because I just left the hands on the guns themselves just because it makes it easy, just because the joints are staying in there really well, so it makes it really easy to just swap the hands in and out. But I really wish that they gave us another hand to hold something like that, because there's these 2 other hands, and clearly they're meant for holding, I guess, some sort of, like, there's no other stuff in the box, so these are just kind of there to hold other stuff. I really wish my camera would focus, but there's one for each side. But there's, outside of the gun hands, and the saluting hand right here, there's really no other hands. Oh, I'm sorry, the splayed ones, the ones that are like, where her fingers are splayed out. But there's really no other hands, so they included some extra ones, but I really wish that they would have just sacrificed one that could, hold the pulse bomb. That's my only little complaint about that. But the pulse bomb looks really good. I'm sure if you threw on some like putty or some tape behind it, it would stick to a surface. I'm not going to do anything like that right now. But it is a nice option to have, but I kind of wish they also threw in another pulse bomb. But I mean, we'll take what we can get. It's kind of nice that they threw it in there in the first place. But let me get her posed into a final pose. Redundant there, but let me get into a final pose and compared to other video game figures. For this final pose in comparison, I really like this. I decided to probably leave her like this, but one thing that I noticed while moving her around a whole lot is, as opposed to many other figures, she balances really well. I'm gonna like move her up, take my hand off, she still stays, turn it to the side, almost totally vertical, and she's still staying the same way. It doesn't. She just balances really well. She's got a really good center of gravity as long as this is secured in here quite well. So the arm, the complaints I had about the arm earlier, if you're gonna like putting her in poses like this, is actually works quite well with the arm. If you're trying to stand her up, it doesn't necessarily. And I actually noticed this because I'm going to do the comparison as well. I decided to put Samus in this pose as well, and she also balances really well. Although Tracer does seem to weigh a bit more. Once again, it might be the center of gravity. So I actually really like these poses. I'm going to leave them like this. But in doing a comparison, I wanted to compare them to other video game figures. So I'm going to move them back, and I'm actually going to stand them up as well. Let's stand her up. And she still stands up really well, just like that. Same with, let's take a look at Samus here. She's still got her pistol out. I'm going to leave the arms out like that. So first off, I have one of my personal favorite Figmas. I'm so happy they released this. I have Phoenix Wright. So he does stand a smidge taller than her. But they have that, like, well, I mean, he's got the crazy hair at the back, and she's got the crazy hair, we'll say, at the top. So they've got that going for them. I also have to compare Samus in the suit from Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which, I'll move these off and do a direct comparison. She is just a head or so taller. Nice little, the thumbs up still going on. She's flat on her platform. Yeah, she's generally flat. I know she moves around a bit. And then lastly, I'm going to throw Solid Snake in there from Metal Gear Solid 2. Now he is generally a head taller than her as well. Let me move, that way I can see direct comparison. I would try and stand them up on their own. I have a feeling Tracer might stand, but Solid Snake has really narrow legs here at the bottom, and I don't think he stands up very well on his own. I wish the legs were a bit bigger, or the feet were a bit bigger at least, because I know I can get Phoenix Wright to stand up on his own. But let me move them all off to the side. That is my unboxing, posing in comparison of Tracer from Overwatch. Thank you guys for watching. This is Bro S of the Halodoc Bros. Peace out.